This podcast is rated NC-17. I really am liking that soundtrack a lot better.
Yep. Told you it was a good thing.
Still can't hear the Spider-Man, but I'm trying to...
I heard it.
Really?
So,
I'm
yes,
trying.
I've heard
each
it.
time I listen to it, I have to turn
You
it up to
uncultured
get
son
it.
of a bitch.
Hey,
No,
hey,
seriously.
hey! Spider-Man.
It's not that. It's just the da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da at the very end.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very subtle thing, but it's like a key part of the
Yeah,
song.
sure. I forgot that we had manners and we introduced each other at the beginning of the show.
This is how we're starting today, okay?
Starting with just talking about a theme song, right? You know?
Hey everybody, I'm Josh Williamson. Thanks for joining us again for another AiCBS podcast.
Number 10, and we finally hit the double digits.
Yay!
Yay.
Seriously?
I know,
I
finally.
thought we were like on 6 or something.
No.
You're on number 10.
Whale of sheep.
Way to pay attention.
Yeah.
I don't.
Today we have with us Brightest Day Eva,
Woo!
Flashy Sam,
Fuck all y'all.
Oh, so we're starting the podcast like that.
I'm
Great.
full of the vinegar today.
Great. You know.
and Jose.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Bree is not with us today. She is apparently sleeping or whatnot.
She crossed to the other realm.
No!
She is lost.
Oh.
She is with the Sandman.
Oh, come on. Seriously.
Well, how was your all's weekend?
Very entertaining for me.
Fuck off.
Entertaining?
Okay, so Sam and I hang out outside of this podcast.
I
and
know,
outside of
right?
this
We're actually
school,
friends
so we're
outside of
actually
I did not
friends.
know that.
So yeah, our weekend was great. We went swimmies.
Oh, yeah.
All the color drained out of my hair yet again. So I had
Yes.
to dye it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like twice now in a week.
Really?
Yeah, so I had to dye it twice now.
Mm.
You want to interject, Jose?
Yeah, fuck your hair.
Fuck your
Oh.
face.
Don't say that to a
Oh.
woman with scissors, okay? She will
He
stab you.
is just jealous of my hair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
It is so beautiful. It's red, and then you've got the red velvet in the back, and you got the
Oh,
pink
man.
in the
That
front.
was making me
Just
think
like-
of the cake.
I like.
Yeah,
I like
it's like
the.
red velvet in the back, and then you've got bubblegum pink in the front.
I like the blue better though.
Okay, yeah, I see
The
that.
blue was cute.
I like
Why
the
does
blue.
everybody like
I like the
blue
blue
better?
better. Blue's always better than red.
Abidi abidi.
Jose, how was your week?
It's cool.
No one cares.
It was cool. That's it. Like,
It was cool.
yeah, it was cool. I did some stuff. It was great.
Obviously,
I
these
did
two
things
don't
and
really
stuff.
care.
What? I spent my weekend at her place, okay?
Yeah.
All I did was swim, eat. I ate a lot, actually.
We did. Oh, you mean the brisket? Oh, the
yeah.
brisket.
And what about
Shout
you,
out
Josh?
to Alex for his awesome brisket.
Oh, yeah, by the way. So, what'd you
Well, this week I spent most of my time working, but I also got an email back about an interview for the new In-N-Out burger that's going to be in Killeen. So I'm really excited about that.
You know, those
Where do you
In-N-Out
currently
burgers,
work?
man.
Papa John's.
And you're more excited for In-N-Out burger.
Yeah, I get if I get hired, I get $10.25 an hour, as
That's
opposed
actually not bad.
as opposed
God,
to
it's not
$4.30 to $7.25.
So they're
an hour.
hiring?
Isn't that just on tips or something? Or is that just overall?
Give you
That's
a tip.
overall.
Dang. Yeah, this
Actually,
job market sucks.
I make more in tips than I do in actual money,
Actual wages.
natural wages, whatever you want.
Yay for being unemployed here. Woohoo!
Okay, guys. Well, we have quite a few topics that came up over the weekend. The biggest one that everyone has been going on about is
Nearly 2 weeks now.
yeah. Well, The Rock has finally come out saying he will be playing Black Adam in the upcoming Shazam movie.
We knew it was all going to happen.
Of course,
We all-
it was a dumb factor.
I mean, it's one of those
I'd rather
things-
him be the Black Adam than be Shazam.
Well, yeah,
he has
well,
the look for it too.
He definitely has look for it. If you've seen Hercules, it's not that hard to cover up his tattoos, and he's got a black suit. He can cover everything up with that.
I'd rather have him as Captain Marvel.
The thing is that yeah, he does have like the inner child for it, but I like The Rock as a bad guy.
Yeah, he says that he
We've
actually
never
likes.
seen him as a bad guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah, we
says that
haven't
he would
seen
love
him.
to do a bad
We've
guy
never seen him as
role.
a bad guy.
Have you guys
No.
not seen Doom?
Yeah, Doom
Whoa,
and
that's not
Fast and
him.
Furious, Fast 6. Fast 6.
That
he was
wasn't a
more,
bad guy.
that
He
was
was a military
He
man.
was
He was the
an
good
activist.
guy,
He was
and
good.
all those other dudes were criminals.
Okay, well he had to get a little dirty to get there. Okay.
Yeah, he was a little bit of a threat in that movie.
Yeah.
wasn't
He was a
overall
threat,
bad
yeah,
guy.
but I
Yeah,
mean,
he was a
he's
threat.
a good guy. He's a cop.
But I mean,
He's a
come
cop.
on. You've seen him in Scorpion King. You've seen him in
I
Hercules.
rather-
You've seen him in a lot of things.
Just-
And he says that he would rather do a bad villain role than a good guy role because he doesn't want to be stereotyped as just the
You mean
good
like
guy.
in the Tooth Fairy?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
my thing with the Rock is that that man is charisma. That man
He does have
that
a-
man
Oh,
that man
that
is
man can put his soul into any
that
character.
man
The
is
Tooth Fairy.
that man as soon as
I'm sorry.
Best role ever.
Best role ever. Yeah, it's just one of those things that
I just
you
gotta
know,
wonder, like, how the fuck did you get The Rock to do the Tooth Fairy?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, okay, I'm a girl who grew up on wrestling. To me and my dad and my siblings, it will always be Rocky Maivia.
You know,
So
did not know
that-
his name was Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne Johnson,
Did
yeah.
not know
Yeah.
that until I saw him in an episode of Family Guy.
His family comes from a big lineage of wrestlers, so he's like, he got into it. Then after he got out, he got offered so many jobs, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go into acting. And he's done a very good job since then.
Yeah,
And he's like one of those that can do more than one thing.
I
and
liked him
looks
in the
good.
runaround.
Like Batista in Guardians of the Galaxy did a great job. I didn't see him as more than, just a wrestler himself. So, but, going back to the Black Adam thing, he said he wanted to do a bad villain role and wanted to make it iconic. And not to sound very, I don't want to word this wrong, but he does have the look for Black Adam.
You
Yes.
He said that he even thought that he had the look for Black Adam. I'm just going off what he said, so I mean.
It was a big-
It's better
it
than
was a
getting
very
some
big
black-haired,
actor.
buck-toothed lady to play as April O'Neil. So I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have
Sorry.
the charisma, but he
What?
needs that one it factor to finally make
I think
himself
he'd make a good
whole
Black
as
Adam. I like it. Yeah.
make himself whole as an actor, and is to do that one villain role that you will be immortalized for.
Yeah.
Everybody has that one.
The one role you're born for.
And you guys know about the about DC's no jokes rule for their new cinematic universe?
Yeah, I know.
I'm
That's
sorry,
stupid.
what? I haven't heard about this.
DC apparently came out with this whole article or whatnot saying that they are going to be making their cinematic universe much more serious and dark as opposed to Marvel, and not have any jokes or whatnot, or at least have very, very little.
So are they getting rid of the Joker?
I don't think so. We haven't even heard if they're bringing Joker back into the
Yeah,
universe.
from what they said, if you want a laugh, go to Marvel. If you want a good tone, go to DC. That's what they're basically going for. Because, as you've seen, a lot of the Marvel ones are very jokey, very, very good on comedy.
I mean, I like more mature stuff. I like the darker stuff a lot.
I like
but
the
I'm like,
mature stuff, so
I
I'm
liked-
gonna go for
make
that.
me
I
laugh,
liked-
funny man.
Yeah,
The
I
thing
like
is,
the
humor
Man
is
of
so
Steel.
attractive that it's like, why would you get rid of that factor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked Man of Steel. It had a good, serious tone. It had some humor in it.
It was very limited, though.
Very limited, but they really need to up their humor in that quite a bit. Because if you bring in Shazam, if you bring in the Flash and Green Lantern, then you're gonna have to make it a bit of a comedy, because those
Depends
guys.
on which Flash and which Green Lantern you get, though.
Yeah, I think people are gonna more want
Barry.
the original.
Yeah, you're gonna
Flash.
want Hal and Barry, but there are those who grew up on the Justice League Unlimited and would rather
Flash,
have.
though. That's Jay Garrick.
Oh, that's
That
just
was
that's just the
that
Flash
was the
show.
50s. That was the original
Oh.
Flash.
Original Flash.
But the original Flash, that Flash was never really mentioned as Justice League. He was Justice Society.
Mhm.
Get it right.
And I think,
Hey, you want to talk about
I'm
that?
just
Sure.
saying.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I was talking about The Rock as, Black Adam. But now we can talk about something else. Too.
And I do believe Jay Garrett was in
Yeah.
From another universe.
Oh, I don't want to get into that.
But anyways,
it's just
right after The Rock announced that he was going to be Black Adam, we found out that DC will not, that Warner Brothers DC will not be directly involved with the movie. Instead, it will be produced by their sub-company, New Line Cinema.
Okay, New Line.
I like New Line.
New Line Cinema is hit and
Whoa.
miss, though.
And the
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And the president of New Line Cinema, Toby Emmerich, came out saying this quote. Let me see. Here it is. It feels to me like Shazam will have a tone unto itself. It's a DC comic, but not a DC character, or not a Justice League character. And it's not a Marvel comic. The tone will have the tone and the feeling of the movie will be different from the other range of comic book movies. It will have a sense of fun and a sense of humor, but the stakes have to be real. I took that to meaning that
odd.
I took that to meaning that the Shazam movie won't be in the same universe as the Batman vs Superman.
Well, that's just speculating. But
Yeah.
the real issue here
speculating.
is just like New Line Cinema's making this.
Mm-hmm.
They just said they were going to make horror, and that's all they were going to do.
But then again, New Line Cinema also did Twilight.
Okay, here's the thing, people.
Wow.
But
sorry.
hey, guess what? Guess what?
There, huh?
If you're gonna talk shit about New Line Cinema, guess what else they did? The Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah, they have done good. But if you said, like, if they're going back to horror, it's kind of like one of those.
Yeah, they said they were going back to horror. I mean, like,
maybe their
we talked about
overall
this.
tone is going to be horror, but they have
No,
to have some
like I'm not saying that it's
subgenres.
going to be horror. It's just weird that they're backtracked under whatever comments they said, because we talked about this on the horror episode.
Yeah.
That New Line Cinema is known as the house that Freddy built.
Yeah.
So they said, yeah, we're going back to our roots, which was the house that Freddy built. We're going to make horror movies, which is surprising to me. That whole Captain Marvel movie being on New Line Cinema.
Yeah, it's a little
Fuck that. It's Captain Marvel.
It is.
It's a Shazam movie.
Shazam is the wizard.
wizard.
And
We
the
all know
word.
this. We all know that Shazam is the wizard and the key phrase that Billy says. But as far as it goes, to me, it is Captain Marvel.
He'll be Captain Marvel.
He will be
I don't
Captain
care
Marvel.
about your legal mumbo jumbo. He's Captain
I don't
Marvel.
care about the legal stuff either. It's just
No, it's
Can't
Captain.
we all
It's
get
Captain.
along?
It's Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Miracle Man. That's it.
Captain Marvel.
That's how we end up.
Yeah, but
And then you've got the Marvel kids, Mary Marvel,
Marvel,
and
Captain
like,
Marvel
what is she
Jr.,
gonna be called?
and Uncle
Lady
Marvel.
Shazam or something?
Well, she's just called Mary Marvel
Lady
because that's her
Cool.
name.
Yeah, it's Mary, but she can't use the Marvel
No,
name.
yeah, she can. She's still named Mary Marvel.
Okay.
It's just Captain
What's
Marvel's
Marvel?
the issue.
Yeah, it's just one of those. Just get your shit together kind of thing.
And it's all the what's the name, the Superman creators, the Jewish guys.
Joe Shuster?
Yeah, Schuschner and Iceberg. Oh, I don't remember their names.
Yeah.
But they sued the Captain Marvel people because him being too similar to Superman. Then the name Captain Marvel was trademarked by Marvel Comics.
And they try to sue him.
And they tried to sue on it.
But they couldn't
Meanwhile-
because the Marvel came out first, right?
Meanwhile, no, like all of this was happening. Captain Marvel got canceled or put in hiatus, and Mike Anglo took advantage of it and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make my own hero named Marvel Man, who's gonna say this magic word."
I thought
And
Captain Marvel was a part of the Justice League.
Captain Marvel has
He's
been
a
on and off.
member, but
Yeah.
not like a big
Not-
part of
Because
it.
like
He's
when
not-
they found
I
out he
mean,
was a kid,
he's
they
not-
wanted to kick him off.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
the
he's
Well,
baby.
that's what they did
He's
in
a
Young
Justice
Justice.
Society.
he's not going to be
Society.
in.
Didn't they do that in the comic books too, though?
Okay, here's
They did find out
the
later,
story
but they
of
didn't
Captain
do it.
Marvel in a nutshell is he was from another company. He was the highest selling comic book of all time, the most popular comic book back in the 40s and 30s. He was on All Star Comics, which got purchased by DC Comics. They got the rights to Captain Marvel, but before that, they tried to sue Captain Marvel with their Action Comics line because of the similarities to Superman.
Superman.
If I'm right, Superman's great. Like, he depends on who writes him. Grant Morrison Superman's great, but that's beyond the point. Anyway, Captain Marvel's reintroduction to the DC universe happened, if I'm right, in the mid or late 80s or early 90s. He was part of the Justice League International, the Grant Morrison run, which is known not Canada. It's
Yeah.
the International Justice League. It was Black Canary, Martian Manhunter, Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Batman, and Mr.
Fire
Miracle.
and Ice.
Mr. Miracle and Captain Marvel.
They were later on.
Yeah, then Captain Marvel, who has been part of the Justice League, has been part of the Justice Society of America. The last time we got a team up with him, because he did the Justice League, or a couple of issues of Justice League by Geoff Jones from the New 52. But before that, he was a full-time member with the Justice Society of America, along Wildcat, Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, Cyclone, Stargirl, Starman, all those guys. And in the New 52, we've seen him a couple times. Right now, gonna bring this up like real quick. Right now, Futures End's going on. It's the DC Comics event of the year, which, in my opinion, is not that great. But because I mean, their designs are weird. I can't get behind it. But like steering away from the point. The point is that he's back as a main character on the continuity right now, because this masked Superman showed up on one of the Futures End titles, and we finally realized who he was, and it's Captain Marvel. But before that, on Forever Evil,
spoilers,
bastard.
Who cares? On Forever Evil, it ends with Alexander Luthor turning out to be Captain Marvel. I haven't read Forever Evil.
What a twist!
I get all my info from a friend of mine who's read it. Apparently, Alexander Luthor is Captain Marvel at the end of Forever Evil, which ended on September or something like that.
Yeah, they already have a hardcover out for it.
Yeah, there's a hardcover for it, and he got his own couple of issues on Justice League by Geoff Jones, if I'm right. Justice League number 0 that came out on last year on May or June had a origin story to Captain Marvel.
Okay.
So he's a part of the DC universe, and I'm pretty sure the movie will be part of the DC universe, just not directly linked to Justice League.
Maybe
for
a
its
different verse.
not a different verse. Like, it's probably in the same universe of continuity, but not directly entwined with.
Yeah,
the
it's not going to be the
Justice
same tone
League.
as
Yeah,
everything
like
else.
let's say.
Are they going to be incorporated with the Superman versus Batman movie?
Well, that's the thing, because Dawn of Justice is the subtitle that obviously leads up to Justice League. It's the Dawn of Justice League.
Yeah.
So
It's one of those where it's like,
you know what's going to happen.
It's obvious, and there's all those references to Cyborg, and there's all those references to, and Aquaman's going to be in it. So I'm pretty sure the lineup will be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Cyborg, and Captain Marvel.
have they said anything about any other characters that are confirmed? Like, I don't know, like Green Lantern or...
They said Supergirl is going to come.
Well, Supergirl has a show, we could talk about that a little later. It's not supposedly. She is getting a show.
She's getting a show.
But no one knows where does it stand for. It's not a CW show either.
I wonder if it's going to do as well as the Wonder Woman show did.
And here's the that just had a pilot. And the thing with this is that having all these shows that are not part of your, or that could take part of your cinematic universe, because Guillermo del Toro has promised us, or has always been teasing the Justice League Dark film, which is not just a rumor. It is confirmed that he's working on it. Deadman, Constantine, Satana, Swamp Thing, and oh man, is that it? I think that's all the characters.
Get Keanu Reeves as Constantine?
No. That's a piece of shit. So anyway,
never made any sense.
Beyond that, and Del Toro said that if the Constantine show does good and he believes it does well, and he believes that it's a good show, the Constantine show will be in continuity with his Justice League Dark movie.
Sweet.
You know what I'm excited about? I'm excited about Gotham.
I'm going to say something about Gotham. The thing about Gotham is that apparently it's getting pretty alright reviews, not a whole lot of good stuff, and it's a wasted opportunity, since you can set up.
It should have happened earlier. It's like they're just like, oh,
it's a little late for most
they're jumping on the superhero bandwagon a little late.
I mean, the superhero bandwagon's been going on for 10 years now, since Blade 2. So the thing here is, like, I don't think it's a little late, because I think this is the right time to make it, since there's a new Batman movie coming out. But my issue here is that the show's not in continuity with the Ben Affleck movie.
Yeah, it's not like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, like it's not a Ben Affleck movie. It's not part of the Ben Affleck things. Mm-hmm. So you're wasting an opportunity to save so much time on exposition and character development by adding this show to your continuity. But at the same time, I'm pretty happy that it's not part of the continuity, because if it's a crappy show, then
well, I kind
You
of like
don't
how
want
they're
that in
going
the
with
story.
Batman year one kind of thing, but they're also going with
they're not like
they're sticking more to the Gordon
they're
storyline.
doing Ed Brubaker's Gotham City Police Department, because they are doing a lot of year one kind of things, but.
Yeah.
But
they're
they're
going
a lot of characters like before the Batman came out.
Which is that's
Which
what I
is
don't like.
good.
I don't like.
I like that because it was actually a big thing for Gordon. You had his corrupt partner. You had his infidelity to Barbara with the first Barbara with Sarah Essen, who was one of his lieutenants.
Yeah.
They had a brief affair,
here's the thing.
and then she got pregnant, and then she had a child that he didn't know
Here's the thing
and then
with the
it
Gordon
just
story.
went out there.
The Gordon story got rebooted beyond belief due to the the different crises we've had on the DC Comics. Like Batman Year One got really removed out of
Pushed
continuity.
out, yeah.
A lot of things of Batman Year One got removed out of continuity. So the thing here is that by making a Gordon show, you have to touch upon elements that people are expecting, which is the villains, the building of the Batman, all that stuff, the lore of Gotham City. But having Pamela Isley as a kid, which she doesn't have that name, she's named something else.
Yeah, she's named something else.
Yeah,
She's,
and then having Catwoman as a kid thief.
Yeah.
And
she
not,
was always an orphan, so I mean.
But here's the thing: you have to talk about the Falcone family. You have to talk about the Maroney.
The Maroney family.
You have to talk about her being an illegitimate daughter of the Roman. You have to talk about all that stuff, which they're not doing. And
You don't know. It's
so
not
far,
out yet.
I was gonna say so far.
It's not out.
So far.
Yeah, so it's
like what we're getting, and then young Riddler, young Penguin. Like
that's the thing I don't like.
You know what?
I actually don't like it because for me I love Riddler, and I always saw that Nash was a good counterpart to Batman, not just being there before him.
You know
That's
something
one of
I
those
kind of wish
things
that came out? It was a spoof they did a while ago on YouTube, and it was called Gotham High.
Oh,
Man.
God,
that wasn't a
I've
spoof.
heard of that.
Gotham High was an actual pilot that was going to be produced by Cartoon Network, the animated series.
No. You're thinking Gotham City. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
There was an animated pilot
There is a
that was
Gotham
out,
High
but-
animated series that was going to be made after the Batman ended.
I'm talking about the live action one.
Yeah, I don't dig that. I think.
I loved it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just as a comic book one shot, it'd be great, but as an actual part of your
Like
canon,
you mean like a TV series?
it's just ridiculous. Like, why waste your time and budget making a show that's technically a spoof, but you can be making the real shit? That's
Yeah,
my,
so
that's
like
my
an
issue.
animated one.
It's
I would
always fun
have
to do
liked an
something
animated one
different,
too.
I don't know, like that's just nerfing characters. Like having the Joker as the prankster kid that puts spies on everyone's chairs and tries to go to the comedy club in high school and failing. I don't want to watch that. I want to see an actual Batman series. That's my issue when it comes to adaptations. When
Batman series. I think they've only made like 5 of them.
Yeah, and I want more. Like if you make a cartoon
whether
show,
or not they'll be good is all
and
up to
like
viewership.
if you make a cartoon show out
You know
of,
why I want
let's say,
Gotham High? Because it's going to be like X-Men Evolution.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, I've seen the Gotham High stuff, and
Yeah,
I would like it just because it's something different. It's good to have your additions.
At least
and
it's something better than nothing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something that is different, and yes, it's a spoof. It's not what we know of, but you've always got to have something to keep it fresh, no matter how stupid, ridiculous, or annoying it.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it.
And here's
fresh,
and
that's the thing.
here's
That's
the
what I like.
thing. Like if you want that, why didn't you watch Brave and the Bold?
The what?
Brave and the Bold.
I'm actually
I
starting
didn't
it.
watch most of it.
Yeah, because you were complaining.
I
I
about
was
that
like,
a couple
I'm not a
episodes
big
ago.
fan of it, but I did watch it.
'Cause, like,
I do
that's
have
my
my 3 favorite
issue.
episodes.
That's my issue with
so-
it. Like that's my issue with it. When you're gonna put all this talent working on this show, that by the end of the day it's just like, okay, yeah, it's this little comedic kind of deal. I'm not on board, but sure, do it. But I'd rather take an actual Batman series. Let's say somebody adapts The Long Halloween as a mini series and animated. And you're like, okay, you can either pick up the Long Halloween animated series or Gotham High, and Gotham High gets picked up. But like, that's complete bullshit. Because by the end of the day, this is just a spoof comedy show. I'd rather have more actual Batman content than, hey, wouldn't it be funny if all of Gotham happened in a bus? And now we're gonna have Batman as the bus driver, and the Joker in the very back seat is gonna throw pies at him. Like, yeah,
We
that
wouldn't
might be.
do it like that.
It's
See,
a,
the thing is
you're
that
taking everything too literal. This
I'm
is
saying,
just a joke.
We're taking everything
We're
too
taking everything
No.
literal. Come on.
This is just
No,
a joke.
Come on.
Because
The
my
thing
my
is-
issue with that is that whole thing. I'd rather have actual
I know,
Batman.
I
than-
can see you are a diehard, Batman fan
It's not
in that
that.
way.
No,
in
it's
that way
not
that
that either.
you want the things done.
It's about everything in general. Like if let's say you're gonna make a Spider-Man show, but it's gonna be from Aunt May's perspective. I'm like, okay, why not just make a Spider-Man show? Oh, because this is the quirky little thing, and I'm like,
So-
make a one shot, make
You're
an
making no
episode.
fucking sense.
Yeah,
It's a Gotham High show. That's
Yeah,
all it
it's
is.
an Aunt May show. I mean, I'd watch it because just of the weird factor that it's an Aunt May show. But I'd rather have a Spider-Man show than an Aunt May show. I'd rather have a Batman show than Gotham
but
High.
there are people who do like Aunt May and who'd rather have Gotham High.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
that's
on
what I'm
that
saying.
note, it's
Make
just
it
like-
make it a one shot. Make it like a couple episodes and like an anthology series.
So, what the fuck is the next subject?
Okay, that was getting a little heated.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so this is actually quite a bit big news. Guardians of the Galaxy has passed Iron Man to become Marvel's biggest franchise starter in the global box office ever.
Wait, which Iron Man movie?
The
first,
one?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I
was
said
like-
biggest franchise starter.
From franchise side. Okay. I'm
Which
just
is
saying.
great.
Yeah.
It has passed it with 586 million at the global box office.
Yeah.
Which is
Still-
great.
Yeah, just
That
still
is
good.
big.
Yeah, which is great because that'll give chances to other franchises that are not as well known to hit the screen, but it's also kind of odd since they can just entirely give up their whole Phase 3, Phase 4 plans and focus on other things.
Yeah.
Which would be weird. I mean, they're obviously not going to do anything like that's going to ruin their plans already because they got a really steady flow going on. But I'm glad that the one reason that I'm really glad about this whole thing is that James Gunn is getting all this recognition because that guy started from really humble beginnings and now he's over here doing all this crazy stuff.
But it's also one of those things
Joss
that.
Whedon started with Firefly, but you know what?
He didn't start with Firefly.
Shut up.
He started with
He's
Toy
what-
Story.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I thought Buffy came first, but no, whatever.
It did.
Yeah.
See, for me, is you have all these franchises on the Marvel side that are funny and big and big and big, and you have to know when is it too much.
Yeah, because we talked.
Because at one point you will hit that.
Yeah, we
that
talked about
cap
that.
where it's like
Did we
you
talk
don't
about
know
that?
where to go from
Oh
there.
my god, it's Saw 6.
Yeah, did we talk about the Avengers 2
No,
box
we
office
haven't
thing?
talked about it.
Okay, because I thought we talked about it on the first couple episodes, the whole breaking the 1 billion mark thing.
No.
Yeah.
Because quickly bringing this up, they already got too big. Because Forbes magazine said that the only way that Avengers 2 can make any profit is if it makes more than $1 billion in the first couple weeks. And that's just breaking
That's a lot.
even. That's breaking even. Avengers 2 will define what the future of Hollywood is going to be.
Well,
This
at
happened-
least the current future of the superhero.
No. This is a whole. This is a different game right here.
Because you can't, because there's always going to be different
This is
genres
here's
and
it's
stuff.
not about that. You're looking at it under the wrong light. This happened back in the 60s. Then bubble burst and New Hollywood began. New Hollywood was cheap movies by creative people. Let's make movies that people will actually watch for their content, not because of what they are. Like as a franchise. If Avengers doesn't make $1 billion, Disney's going to be like, okay, we're backing out. This was a
we're done with
waste of money.
We're done with
We're
superhero
done.
movies.
We're not done with superhero movies. We're done with big budget movies in general. Because what's the risk? We got $1 billion back, yeah, sure, but that's not nearly enough what we spent on
Not
it.
to mention
Yeah,
how
it's-
much they're paying just to have those actors come
And-
back.
and the thing-
And advertising.
Yeah, and the thing
Advertising's,
is, like,
bigger
if
than
the
actual budget.
Steven Spielberg said it, Hollywood is getting to the point that the bubble got too big and it's gonna burst again, and we're gonna go through new Hollywood again, which is great for us as amateur filmmakers. But at the same time, it's not, because if we got to step up our game, we're gonna have to be more creative and more original. Because people are now gonna buy scripts not because of their franchise or their appeal to audiences, but because of its actual content
And originality.
and originality and how cheap they are.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
Hey, it's a great time for
like,
Laser Team to come out.
Michael Bay's gone. Michael Bay's gonna be gone. Steven Spielberg's
Yeah,
gonna be
they've
gone.
already banned him from the directors.
Yeah, I
from
mean,
the Directors Guild.
you didn't have the Directors Guild's a bunch of shit. Like, I don't want to get into film.
Oh,
I don't want to
that
get
as a future filmmaker.
I don't want to. It is.
That's
Okay.
what Jose Cuervo saying.
Okay.
Cuervo.
Just, I don't want to get into this. Just one thing: unions are fucking stupid in film. That's it. Like, we're not gonna argue about that because they fucking are. Anyway, big time directors with big time budget movies are gonna get slain by if Avengers 2 doesn't make any money, because studios are not gonna risk well,
if it doesn't make any
well if it doesn't make the money they need it, because it needs more than $1 billion.
Look, you have to think about where first off, because we all know that yes, Hollywood is known for putting out the blockbusters, but who usually gets them first? China, Japan,
Mexico. Europe.
It goes international before it comes to the
Yeah,
U.S.
and the
so
Avengers...
you have to try to see, because the $1 billion is not just U.S. It has to be
No.
It's
Overall. International. Guess how much money it made.
They make more money.
Guess how much money
internationally
the
than they do
Avengers
here
one
in the
made
States.
in worldwide? $1.5 billion. That's worldwide sales, including merchandise. The Avengers 2 has to make more than that just to break even.
And then Guardians has to break that to do
Exactly, and that's my point. It's got too big. Like, we need, if you want Hollywood and superhero movies and movies in general to be big budget as they are right now, go with your family and watch Avengers 2 like at least 7 times when it comes out. Because
not everybody has the money. To do
exactly. So the bubble's gonna burst. The popcorn prices are gonna like go through the roof. Ticket prices are gonna go through the roof.
Popcorn, what the fuck?
Exactly, because theaters are not gonna get any of that money. Disney wants to get all that money for themselves, since they need to break even. And by breaking even, I mean $1 billion. That's unheard of. That's like the first time this happened. Back in the 70s, you know what was the highest budget movie of all time? Star Trek: The Motion Picture, $40 million. Guess how much Avengers 2 costed? Just shooting-wise, or the official numbers, are $450 million. That doesn't include like international marketing and all those things they do after the movie is released. So the movie is expected to cost $1 billion. My issue here is people don't have the money for that. People don't have... Movie theaters also need their share on the whole thing. The world is changing. There's Netflix streaming like every 2 months now. Every 2 months we get movies that were in the theater like a month before that. VOD is like on the rise. Bless you.
Thank you.
So get all the people. If you like the way Hollywood is right now, get all the people to go watch Avengers 2 as many times as they can. Just if you like your Marvel movies being that big, do it. But this is like a fine point, and it might be just me being paranoid. But man, is it happening? And it's just fucking scary. When Forbes magazine tells you that,
Avengers 2 is not going to make $1 billion in the first weekend.
First weekend.
No.
Exactly, it's not. It's never going to do that, and that's a loss of money. That's already a loss of money according to studios.
Overall, I mean, come on. You said
Studios don't see it overall.
we were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Now that's only since the month has passed.
Mm-hmm. And
so
they still haven't.
they will eventually break it. It just will take some
need it,
time.
And it
need
says
it now.
here, that they still haven't opened in Japan, China, or Italy.
They need
and
it.
China's a huge market.
It's a huge market, but they need it now. They don't need it in a month. You know why Dredd didn't get a sequel? Actually, Dredd's getting a prequel, apparently. Carl Urban said that it's more likely for them to get a prequel in an origin story. And he is talking that they are trying to make a Dredd prequel. But the reason why Dredd didn't get a sequel, or it's not getting any talks about it, is because it didn't went over its budget on the first weekend. Guess how much money it made? $750 million on DVD sales alone. The movie costed like $250. It went way beyond its budget. It made the money back like a month later. Studios don't care about that. Studios want it now, because after the second week, movie theaters get the fees, and Walmart gets the part of the DVD sales. They don't care about that. They want it to be a success on the first weekend, because that's when they get all the money.
So everybody just hold off a week and make sure the movie theaters get it.
No,
because then you're helping small business.
You're helping small businesses, yeah, sure. When your small business is Cinemark owning like 7 kinds of different theaters around the world, like it's just it got to the point that we're monopolizing, and it's a monopoly now, and you gotta just watch as much as you can. If you believe in what you're watching, watch it as much times as you can. Because if you don't, you're gone.
So, what's our next subject now?
Actually, well, I read this on the internet and was pretty amazed by it because I never thought this would happen in a million years. Apparently, Al Pacino was coerced into watching Guardians of the Galaxy by his kids.
Yeah.
And he watched it and was amazed by it.
Yeah, he really liked it.
Yeah.
He, I think he said something like, it's not something he would go see on his own accord, but it would be something, but it is something that everyone should see. And now he's saying that if Marvel is willing, he'd be happy to play it some sort of character in their future movies.
So would that be would he want a parts cameo? Or
who knows?
a
He's
part
like whatever.
cameo,
He could be a part cameo, or he could be a cameo.
Stanley
he could
still
be.
does part cameos. And
He could be a cameo. He could be a main character. Who knows?
He could be playing a Godfather
Because
character.
it could start as like what Samuel Jackson did with Star Wars. He just was like, hey George, I wanna be in Star Wars. Put me as whatever, Mace Windu. So it could just start like that, or it could mean anything, because a lot of people want to be in Marvel movies.
Yeah.
But Al Pacino, if we had a younger Al Pacino, Doctor Strange right there. But but now he's old, so
older.
Him as Doctor Strange, that would be quite Doctor Strange. That would be quite a big.
Thanks, Eve.
I think he.
What did I say?
Play the great. I think it'd be a great as Doctor Strange.
Overhead.
Because I love, as much as I love Joaquin Phoenix.
He'd be good as an old Doctor Strange, like
Michael Douglas is an old Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean like if
sorry.
Doctor Strange had been around for 20, 30 years already.
Yeah, because the thing with Doctor Strange is he's a little aged. He's older than the rest. But if you're gonna do because it's not gonna be an origin story.
No, it's not.
It's not an origin story, so we can make him a little older.
Yeah, but, he's going to be at least in his late to late 30s or early 40s.
I think
hopefully.
I think what makes the Sorcerer Supreme a little bit more likable, in my opinion, is how not aged but mature he is. Like mid 40s would be great. And I like Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix is one of my favorite actors. But him as Doctor Strange, it's a big leap for him. That's the reason they haven't signed a contract. If you heard about that.
Just saying,
I'm just saying it'd be interesting if
my choice is still gonna be Johnny Depp, and that's gonna be just because I'm a fangirl. I'm saying just because I'm a fangirl. Okay,
yeah,
I'm specifying there is my justification.
Like there's better choices than Joaquin Phoenix out there. Like
there's better choices for almost every role.
I am a fanboy,
except Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Well, Danzig was gonna be Wolverine, and he would have looked the part a little. Or Bob Hoskins was gonna play Wolverine.
When they said they were gonna do the older Wolverine, they were gonna
1980s X-Men movie that was
the
supposed
blue
to
and
be
yellow
made.
suits.
That was gonna be Bob Hoskins.
Yeah, the older X-Men.
And he would have done it justice. He would have owned that role.
Oh yeah.
But my thing here is that with Doctor Strange. I might be fanboying, so I would admit it, as Eva said earlier with Johnny Depp. Josh Brolin. I think Josh Brolin would have been a fantastic Doctor Strange, but he's Thanos. And
he's still uncredited in that stuff. Which he's still uncredited
as the Galaxy?
As Thanos. Yeah.
And then
because it's just the voice, not really.
I also would have liked Gary Oldman as Doctor Strange.
What you talking about, Jose?
That's just because I love Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman's cute.
That's Gary Cole.
That's Gary Coleman.
What you talking about? Yeah, Gary Cole.
Gary Coleman's dead. That's
okay.
Yeah, he died like a couple years ago.
May you rest in peace.
Yeah, and he was adorable.
Willis.
Even though he did a lot of weird things. Anyway, with Joaquin Phoenix, the reason why he hasn't signed on for Doctor Strange yet, because they're all ready. Everything's ready. Everything's done. The only thing they're missing is for him to sign the paper.
But that's also a big negotiable thing, because when you think about it, any kind of film like this, you will not be talking to the actors as a whole. You will be talking to the actors and their agents.
Yeah, no, there you go. Like everything's signed. And that's not the point. Like that's not where I was going at.
But I'm just saying from a film production
the thing
standpoint,
with this,
it's
like everything's signed. The agent signed. Everything's done. We're just missing for him to say, "Okay, I'm ready." Because did you hear why he hasn't gone for it, right? He hasn't confirmed it, or he hasn't signed on for it. because of he's afraid of the movie. He is afraid of going back to big filmmaking. He is afraid of going back to big sets and green screen. Because the last movie he did that was that big was Gladiator. That was a long time ago.
That was a while ago.
And
It was such a good movie.
and the funny thing is that was on set. And he's apparently what people have said or what I've read online, he hasn't signed on because of he is afraid that the movie would be too big for him. That the sets would be too big, the green screen would be too would make him disconnect from the character.
They also said that he was a very hard actor to work with.
Nah, he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Everyone loves
but
him.
some people
You guys are
some people would have issues.
No,
with
it's not
that.
about
like
that. It's just about him. Because I mean, look at the past movies he's made. He made The Master. He did Her. He did I'm Not There. He did that romantic movie, and all of them are small kind of movies. Her is just a Spike Jonze movie. It's a small production, funded by a studio, of course, but smaller than your average film. The Master's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie that's very personal, very artistic. It's all about shooting on set. Nothing with big action scenes. Nothing with big Hollywood things. And this would be his return to that kind of stuff. And like I said, the last one was Gladiator, if I'm right. So when you have an actor like that, because he is a phenomenal actor. He's one of the best actors out there right now. He's phenomenal at what he does. When you have an actor like that who is now used to work on independent, artistic, story-driven films, now you're putting him on a big green screen explosion magic fest spectacle of a movie. That's the right word, spectacle film by Marvel Comics. It will be a shock, and that's the one reason he hasn't signed on yet. So that'll be the shocker. The thing that he hasn't signed up for is because he doesn't know how he would react to this kind of filmmaking. So other than that, like if Joaquin Phoenix just goes, "Hey, I'm gonna do it," like I'm ready. Like
I'm here.
Like I already meditated it and I thought about it before. Here, I'm gonna sign. The movie will start. Joaquin Phoenix. But if he backs out, they're gonna have to go back to casting.
Yeah.
He'd be great though. I love Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen him in. I think I've heard of him. I might have seen one or two of his movies. I don't know.
Walk the Line. He plays Johnny Cash in that.
My mom made me watch that.
Of course, everybody knows Signs.
Oh,
Yeah, Signs.
Oh, yeah.
Signs is a piece of shit. And
Scared the shit out
but
of me
he did
as a kid.
Her with Spike Jonze last year. He did The Master. He was in Gladiator. He played the Emperor guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about this. The reason why I'm wearing a Green Lantern shirt and why Sam is wearing a Flash shirt.
I was wondering what that was.
Because I'm flashy?
You're not flashing anyone today, okay?
Later.
No!
Ow!
Later.
Cut to the cheese.
No, there have been rumors for over the last 6 months that there will be a Flash and Green Lantern DC animated movie. Just those two. Which I think is a great idea.
Yeah, Brave and the Bold.
No, it's not.
No, that's the original Brave and the Bold is Flash and.
I thought the original Brave. Then why did Batman take it?
I don't know, because that's the
friggin' Batman.
Okay, here's the thing with Brave and the Bold. Brave and the Bold, it's a team up comic book. One character's the Brave, one character's the Bold. But the Brave and the Bold nickname is Flash and Green Lantern.
Not only that, I mean, they would have major hints of Ollie as well. Ollie. So it would be the trio. It would be Flash, Green Lantern,
The Dream Team.
Green Arrow. But
Bring in the comedy, huh?
I was gonna say I'd rather have a Green Lantern, Green Arrow movie because that stuff was good.
that stuff was good, yeah. But I mean,
I see it being really fucking funny with those two.
Who's supposed to be the voice of Green Lantern?
it's still
Gimme,
rumored.
gimme,
Jordan.
It's the one and only
Everyone-
Harold Highball Jordan Nathan Fillion. That's rumored.
Attaboy, Nathan.
And you will love this. It is rumored that Neil Patrick Harris will reprise his role as Barry Allen. So it is.
Attaboy.
I'm so happy.
As far as the Green Arrow, they are talking about I can't remember his name, but he did the Green Arrow DC showcase.
I
They
like
will have
him.
him.
I like
They
him.
will, that is a rumor that he will be the one
Wasn't he
doing.
the voice in the animated series?
He was the voice
Yes,
in.
I like his
in,
voice.
Also,
I like his
did
voice.
Injustice, if I'm right.
Stephen Amell did.
Stephen,
no.
Yeah,
Stephen Amell did a
Did
costume.
He did
the voice.
the New 52 Green Arrow. Yeah,
No, because Green
They have
Green
two
Arrow,
versions
Green
of
Arrow
them.
has a skin based on Arrow,
Oh.
Yeah.
and Stephen
Oh,
Amell
yeah,
did
did the
Arrow.
voice for Skin.
Did
Okay,
for
yeah.
that skin, but the other one is
Skin.
the Justice League.
Yeah, is the Justice
Cartoon,
League.
yeah.
So they're talking about the Dream Team mashup, and of course, if you have that, you're going to have all three of them's love interests.
It was a Dream Team
So
mashup,
you've got
dude.
Carol, you've got
Carol.
Dinah,
Yeah.
and you've got God, that's his mother's name. I'm trying to remember.
Iris.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was thinking Nora, but then Nora's his mom.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No.
No.
No, not right now. Boop.
Hush.
And
No, we got our hearts broken last week, so I'm not.
Bastards.
No, bastards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That made
so,
me
no.
almost cry.
No.
Assholes.
No talking about that.
No.
No talking about that. So.
No Ruby.
So. Shh. You aren't even supposed to say that. But no.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks for screwing it up.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Of course.
Don't worry.
Anyway.
Anyways, so they are talking about if Nathan Fillion were not to do it, even though he loves
He
doing
better.
the voice. He's doing the next voice in the next two Justice League movies.
Good.
So the animated movies at least.
Wait, what's the other one
Justice
after
League,
after Throne of Atlantis?
Monsters vs. Gods.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
Which would be
That's
based off
the
what?
Captain Marvel one, if
It's
I'm
a
right.
it's a
It's a Captain Marvel story, if I'm right.
They said if Nathan Fillion weren't to do it, they'd have the guy from the last time from Justice League War, Sean Astin, do it. But I don't see him doing it.
I'm not a fan of Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern.
What?
I'm not.
What? I've said
I'll
it.
get it
He's
out.
my Green Lantern. So
Marky Mark.
Mark Wahlberg.
Marky
What's
Marcus.
that?
Marky
What's
Marcus Hal Jordan.
no.
Hakuna Matata.
What a
You deserve that
wonderful
one.
phrase. Oh no. Don't hit me, I love you.
I know. No.
Nada que
I will hurt
now
all three
it's
of you.
starting.
I will hurt all three of you. But I've said Nathan Fillion is my Green Lantern.
Share and care.
Shush. You are not allowed to talk for the rest of the episode.
Oh.
I'm not a big
I've
fan
been
of
talking for
Nathan.
most of the episode anyway.
Yeah, I'm not a big
Okay,
fan
yeah.
of Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern.
Everything
I
smells
love-
like super glue.
I love Nathan Fillion. I've said it before. He's my Green Lantern, and now
Yeah.
with the rumors of both Green Lantern Hal Jordan and John Stewart showing up in a scene, they won't be major characters, but they will show up as members of the Green Lantern Corps. That is the rumor that is going on for the Dawn of Justice. That
That's
two lanterns will be descending down on Earth, checking the situation, looking around the planet, then heading back to Oa.
Yeah, I always
That'd
found.
be interesting.
So
always
I can
found,
see
like,
that. I can
John-
see Jordan and maybe, like I said, Idris Elba doing Stewart.
I always felt John Stewart was a boring character. I
In
think,
the show, he really was.
like in general.
He's a Marine who knows exactly what needs to be done.
Exactly, that's boring.
It's a law and order thing, and not
Which
you
is
might
boring.
find because you're a lawbreaker and because I'm not.
it's,
so
it's,
you're,
it's a boring
so
character.
I see that as
It's
a fun thing.
It's a
For
formulaic.
you, it's boring. For me, it's
It's
fun.
a
That's the
formulaic
kind of thing. So.
I'd rather have like Kyle Rayner, who's a caricature,
Mm-hmm.
like a caricature artist guy, who's creative with his Green Lantern ring, rather than John Stewart just shooting lasers, because that's all he does. Lasers and bricks.
John Stewart saved a little girl.
Hal
order
Jordan
to-
saved the whole planet.
Okay, no. John Stewart saved a little girl from a from an exploding building, and
Batman
then
does that every day.
Well, he did miss
it,
one guy.
He did it with getting third-degree burns, and he risked his life for this one little girl who he had never met, and he was told he
Batman
was
broke
worthless.
his back for Gotham. Ending.
Brain broke his back. Okay,
Yeah,
that was
ending.
not Batman.
Ending. Because John
so-
Stewart's boring. Like, it's all about Guy Gardner and Hal.
Screw Guy Garner.
Dude,
He's
Guy
the
Gardner,
worst of the-
Michigan, he makes
I'm-
football mascots out of his Green Lantern ring. That's so cool.
I must have the last word.
Like, that's so
Oh,
cool,
yeah.
dude. Like, it's funny.
I always thought that Guy Gardner was useless. Still do. He is
he's a
the
bit of an
most
ass.
He's a
useless,
complete
pathetic, annoying person.
And
out
that's
there.
what makes him so great, because he's like...
You know who's great? Nightcrawler.
Yes.
Because I was gonna say,
Again,
like,
really with this.
just
Yes,
think
yes,
of that.
again,
Think of
really
what
with
you
this.
said. This useless, annoying asshole son of a bitch.
I
Yet,
never said son of a
yet,
bitch.
yet,
said son of a
yeah,
bitch.
he is, because he's a son of a gun. Yet he is a Green Lantern. That's what makes him
The
so
one thing
perfect.
is-
That's
He-
what makes him a
he
human
That's
being.
what makes him great.
That's
And what makes you
That's
beautiful.
the thing that is that he says, I deserve this. No, you don't. You have to do something to deserve the rank you're
And he
in.
did.
There is nothing that he has done that makes him say, I deserve this job. He doesn't
That's
even need
Yeah,
to
but
say,
he's
I
got it.
deserve it. I'm like, there's nothing out there that has been pointed to saying that he actually is worthy of the rank.
Well, you know, Black
He
is
may
not.
have the willpower.
Black is not was sold by that.
But he may have the willpower, doesn't necessarily mean he has the heart for it.
There you go. Like, I'd rather have a
So-
character that's interesting and fleshed out than
What
Jon
are we,
Stewart,
summoning
who's
Captain
just like,
Planet? Jeez.
who's just a goody two shoes. Even like Superman has more
Instead of
attitude
saving
than Jon
people,
Stewart.
It kills people.
Jon Stewart is just, hey, good stuff that I have to do. Okay, I'll do it. Like, Superman has more attitude and
You
emotion
racist.
than Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
No, because I love
Jon
Luke
Stewart-
Cage.
Jon-
I love that guy.
See, you're comparing Jon Stewart to Luke Cage. That's not it.
No, I'm not comparing him to that because she just said you're
Why?
racist, and I'm like, I love Shaft, dude. Shaft is fucking awesome.
It's
You
just,
love the Shaft?
I love
Okay.
Ah.
And so yeah, this is the 10th episode, and this is a pretty special day because we actually have a podcast question.
Oh shit!
Email.
we actually have someone
Ring
who
the
emailed
bells.
us. Awesome.
Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding,
Email.
ding.
What is their name?
The name is Josh.
Really?
Yeah. That sounds
Hey,
very familiar.
I get a lot of Joshes on my runs.
And we get a lot of Jasons
Yeah.
on ours.
Yeah.
I get a lot of pizza.
You get a lot of dick, that's what you get. Anyway.
Yeah, because I know a lot of
Okay.
dicks.
Anyways, so the question is, well, he said, "Hello, AiCBS podcast crew. I just started listening to your podcast.
Aw,
Though
sorry.
You're adorable, Josh.
Though you're fairly new to the, the episodes are very interesting. Keep up the good work."
Aww.
Aw.
Thanks, dude. I love you.
Yeah.
So far.
Okay. With the third and final Hobbit movie coming out in 3 months,
I don't like you anymore.
Aw.
I wanted
Hey.
I'll listen, Josh.
I'll listen.
I wanted to
What's
know
your question?
what your thoughts were on this trilogy. I'm a big fan of the books, love the original trilogy, but don't think the Hobbit movies can stand up in comparison with the books or previous movies.
I agree.
Can I say something
I
to you,
completely-
Josh?
Nope.
No,
You
you are not allowed
to.
to insult our fans.
I'm not gonna insult them. I'm just gonna say, listen to the first couple episodes because we did talk about this and how we felt about the Battle of the Five Armies and all that stuff.
Okay, so
I
anyway,
never
We can still
remember
talk
that.
about
as
it.
for someone who hasn't read the books like since they had to,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
My
same
dad
here.
actually read them.
but I remember a lot of it, and I really loved the books. Legolas was not in the books,
Of course.
so.
Yeah. But then again, he
Like,
put in.
But
Half-
I don't
half of
mind.
that-
I don't mind a little bit of eye candy, but it
Half
did
of
not
those
need to be
movies are
3
not-
movies long. I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
Actually,
Really.
technically 5 movies now, because he's been in almost every one.
No.
No,
The
I'm talking
Hobbit.
about the Hobbit.
Talking about the
Oh,
Hobbit.
Hobbits.
I was like,
thinking
when
about-
did they expand
I'm thinking about
movies?
overall
Yeah,
those
'cause,
Lords of the
uh,
Rings and
The
Hobbit
The
trilogy.
Hobbit was supposed to be only 2 movies. It was gonna be
Yeah, and they're like, we
Yeah.
can make it
Was.
3.
Unexpected Journey and There and Back Again.
I thought
I would
that-
have settled just for.
I thought
One.
that this.
Yeah,
that
I would have settled just for 1 or 2.
By Guillermo del Toro rather than Peter Jackson, because
You have a big fascination with Del Toro.
No, I'm just he's a guy that does his job well. I mean, I'm not gonna prefer him over like other directors because my favorite directors are like Terry Gilliam and Spike Jonze, but Del Toro has the better creative mind than Jackson. Because if you notice, like all those movies, like
Oh,
they're
thought-
just pretty shots of
Okay.
New Zealand.
I liked the first Hobbit movie. I've never read the books.
Really?
I've never.
Ever?
I hadn't even seen. I have not seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy yet.
We are
The
doing a
reason-
marathon. We are
the
doing a
No,
marathon.
no. The reason being is that I want to see where the Hobbit goes, so that way I know whether or not I'm going to be lost getting into the Lord of the Rings.
See, yeah, you
You're-
can use an excuse now, but what the hell did you use 10 years ago?
I actually had a social life.
Shut
Really?
up.
Well,
So-
my social life
Anyways.
involves going with people to see
So
movies.
for me, never reading the books, never seeing the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I know about the Hobbit. I saw the animated one when I was a kid. That's as far
Yeah,
as
I
it goes.
remember that one too.
But
that movie
but
sucks.
as far as it comes to me,
Tracking Bass,
I
right?
liked the first one. Felt the second one was a little too drawn out. So I don't know what to
Yeah,
expect from the third one.
here's my
And this
stance
third
on
one is
those
going to
movies.
define for me whether or not Lord of the Rings. I know it's a separate entity, but I know it's going to define to me whether or not I know the story well enough to be able to, go from Bilbo Baggins to Frodo.
Well, my viewing is that this Hobbit trilogy story deviates completely deviates majorly from the books, because half to like 75% of the stuff that actually happens in the movies doesn't even happen in the books. You don't have, or I don't think you have Azog the White Orc. You don't have.
No, that shit happens.
Right, yeah, but like at the very beginning, he dies at the beginning.
Yeah.
Then you have like
don't
Radagast keep
you don't have Sauron in the Necromancer and all that. That happens in Return of the King.
I kind of like because it does set up for Lord of the
that's
Rings,
the one
but
thing I don't
it just,
like.
It was not in the book.
And I disagree with that because you already know it's part of the
Oh my
Lord of
God,
the Rings
Jose
franchise.
disagrees with something.
Like it's part of the Lord of the Rings franchise. You don't have to like hammer it onto your audience. Yes, this happens before Lord of the Rings, because we already know just by having the hobbits, because hobbits are trademarked by J.R.R. Tolkien. So the thing,
what I like about the actual series in books, Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series, is that you have all these references in the Lord of the Rings books, Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, and Return of the King. Everything in those three books references the Hobbit, and the Hobbit actually has some references like the ring and whatnot, but the Hobbit books don't really ever mention anything or go into the Lord of the Rings.
Okay, well, I know it's like I said, I know it's its own separate entity, but this is from someone who, I'm not a big fantasy kind of person.
Yep.
But I did enjoy
Says
the very
the one,
first.
in a comic book.
Well,
no,
I'm not a fantasy fan either.
I'm not a fantasy
like
fan.
I don't like
myself.
fantasy.
But
I
being
can't get
as a
behind
person who is a newcomer to all of this, I've seen the first two movies. I got dragged in by my husband. Thank you, Jory. So yeah,
name dropping.
He watched.
Yeah,
He listens to this podcast
the thing with
yes.
the thing with the Hobbit and me is, as I mentioned on that other episode, the Hobbit seems more of a jovial, have fun adventure. Let's run away, and that's what I like about it. It's just this dwarves and this hobbit, and they're relying on teamwork rather than skill because they're just a bunch of little things fighting this huge monsters. I love that because I didn't like Lord of the Rings. Again, I have to state this: I am not a fantasy fan. I don't like fantasy. I like sci-fi, like science fiction, rather than fantasy. I'm not a big fan of Middle Earth and medieval ages. I like the future.
So you're not a big fan of Thor?
I like Thor when it's done as if it was an alien on modern times rather than fantasy. So the thing here with the Lord of the Rings is Lord of the Rings felt to me as a franchise of let's go here, let's clank some swords together, let's go there, let's do that again, over and over and over. And I like the first Hobbit movie because it's let's go to this one location. And as Eva said earlier, the second one felt a little drawn out because they got to their location and now the sword fighting begins. And the third movie is going to be all sword fighting. It's the whole Battle of the Five Armies thing.
Yeah,
it's going to be 3 hours.
It's called Lord of the Rings 2.
Yeah, it's going to be 3 hours of them fighting a war, and I'm not down for that.
Well, it probably won't be all 3 hours.
No, it's not going to be 3
Yeah, I'm like,
hours.
I want the
But
book. I don't
most
want
of the movie.
fantasy.
Well, I know it's not about getting there, it's the journey. I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm
there's so
all
much
for
journey.
that. But there's so much journey enough that, there isn't enough content to go with it.
Yeah, I don't want to see a
that's
war.
the thing.
Like that's boring to me.
Although I will say I do like feeling and killing.
Yeah.
So that will be my ending point.
For me, when it comes to books and movie, I'm a bit switched on these. I like the Hobbit books, the Hobbit book better than the movies, and I like the Lord of the Ring trilogy movies better than I like the books.
Yeah. It's understandable.
I liked the Hobbit movies so far. Don't get me wrong, they're epically made, but I think there are things in the movies that they could have done more by the book. Like
Get it? By the book.
Like this. When they were going to Beorn's house in the movies, that was real rapid, real fast. But in the books,
they were there for a while.
I keep saying books, but in the book, that whole scene
chunk.
was that whole scene was very funny. It took quite a few pages. That was hilarious outcome.
And when you have 3 movies to make
Yeah,
that
3
book,
movies.
and you end that scene like
3
that.
movies. I'm like, what?
1 book, 2 parts, 3 movies.
Wrong priorities. That's
Yeah.
that's
I
what
know.
I
It's
say.
like,
I think I think The Hobbit is one of the movies or one of the movie series that they probably could have done more by the book, even though they have to adapt it a bit, but they could have done more by the book.
I think,
Not a fan of
okay,
I
know I said
like
my
the 2
last
movies,
point,
but
Yeah.
when it comes to the 2 parts, I know that there are die-hard fans who would rather have watched it for an extended hour than have to wait 3 movies. Both sides, an extended hour.
Really?
You know, do part 1 in one, part 2 in the other. I know that there are those people who are like that.
Well, there's people that would rather just watch like a 15-minute short film out of it. So
Yeah.
there's points, there's
Yeah.
senses
I like
on every
the
side.
extended editions.
Of the Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Although for The Hobbit, I only think they added like 15-30 minutes in
Yeah,
this. Because I watched it in theaters and it felt really long.
It
It
does
felt like
feel
an
like a
extended
long
edition
movie.
in the movie theaters.
Yeah,
like,
it did.
That,
I was
that's
like-
actually my issue with it. It feels
yeah.
like everything they shot.
Also,
they kept.
another thing with the Rock'em Sock'em Robot or Mountains, I was pretty upset that they rushed through that one too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because that's probably the most interesting visual they have.
Yeah,
in
and
the
that was
movie.
like one of my favorite stories from the book. You know, one of my favorite parts, and it was just like
And
Let's go back to the Necromancer, which doesn't
then
happen in the book.
the trolls and Gollum. I thought for sure that if they did it right, they should have ended the first movie at or after. No, they should have ended the first movie right when Gollum meets Bilbo.
Yeah, because the original subtitle for the second movie was A Game of Riddles. It was gonna take more.
I would have liked that.
It was gonna extend the Gollum meeting because that part of the book is pretty meaningful.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And
like
George
this-
very
still had it.
it's the
The
if
whole-
if
And
anything,
it
it's
rushed through
the
it quite a
most
bit.
meaningful.
Yeah, it's the game of Riddle. Actually, without any of the connections that they did with the Necromancer and all that stuff, the Game of Riddles is the most important part of
That
the
is
Hobbit.
my favorite story
Because
in the
it
entire
connects directly the Lord of the Rings to
Yeah.
the Hobbit. That's the only thing
That's why Gollum hates the
Yeah.
Bagginses.
and that's the most meaningful part when it
Dragons
comes to
Bagginses.
Baggins.
Okay.
to canon
What's a
canon
baggin?
wise. That's that should have taken a little longer. And the original subtitles for all 3 of them were An Unexpected Journey, the Game of Riddles, and There and Back Again.
Ooh.
But now they're called An Unexpected Journey, Desolation of Smaug,
Schmaug.
and then the Battle of the Five Armies, which There and Back Again is like the cutest title of all time, and they cut it out.
That is actually one of the original titles.
That's the last chapter of the book.
That's
Isn't it?
the subtitle or subtitle for the Hobbit book. It's The Hobbit or There and Back Again, or The Hobbit.
Because I was gonna say, if I'm right, isn't that the name of the last chapter? There and Back Again, because he's there
maybe.
and comes back
I think
to
so.
the Shire.
Or it could be just back.
And I was gonna say, like, if this was the official title, I'd put that up there on like my favorite movie titles of all time, because that's just adorable. Not only from the fact of the name itself, but as in context with the fact that this is the last movie that Peter Jackson would make about the Lord of the Rings, or based on the Tolkien material, because I'm damn sure he's gonna make spin-offs. So
I heard that they might be doing a Silmarillion.
yeah, then you like just spin off
what?
A Silmarillion movie.
What is
Okay,
that?
well, just because you say it again does not make me know I know what that
What
is.
is that?
The Silmarillion is a series that was originally made by J.R.R. Tolkien, but also picked up by his son Christopher Tolkien, I do believe. And
it's expansion Middle Earth.
Yeah.
So will it be a
is
movie? Will it be a TV series?
Short,
I don't know. But hold on. I said I just heard that they might be thinking of doing it.
Because I mean, Harry Potter's getting more sequels. Like Harry Potter's getting spin-offs, like the creatures one. What's it called? Like
Beast,
Magical Beasts and Where to Find Them or something.
Yeah, that
Fantastical,
one. Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them. That one's already like on pre-production.
Yeah.
And then
I still want to go to Hogwarts.
J.K. Rowling's
We'll
writing.
go to the Disney World Hogwarts.
Universal Studios. But then J.K. Rowling's making a script. She's writing a new script for a new Harry Potter movie. Not based on a book, based on an original script idea that she had. So,
and
like,
I heard that one's supposed to be like 10, 20 years or something like that.
I don't know. Like, it's just she's just, hey, I'm writing a new script for a new movie. So, I'm damn sure that not Peter Jackson himself, maybe, but they're obviously going to make sequels to Lord of the Rings. And I see,
and I can actually very well see the Hobbit series being remade again. In maybe like 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, not for a long time.
Because I mean, Spider-Man got rebooted in like 6 years.
Yeah, but that's because the third one sucked.
Yeah.
Well, it's not as bad as Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that is our podcast today. Thanks everyone for bearing with us and listening to us. I had a great time. What about you guys?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, fuck Spider-Man.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck Spider-Man 3.
Fuck Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
that
have it on
movie.
I haven't seen it, so.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to bring
fuck
it
that
sometime.
movie.
I think I'll wait until next year. I give
Eva,
my movies a year time.
Yeah, Eva,
so.
don't watch it until like 10 years from now, because that's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Anyways, so once again, I am Josh Williamson. Sitting next to me is Brightest Day Eva Long.
Goodbye.
Flashy Sam.
Bye.
Jose.
Hey.
Follow us on Twitter at AiCBS and send in your email questions at comicbooksociety@gmail.com. Thanks everyone for listening. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one. Later, guys.